Hey, what's up? It's Quazimotoe, Good Game Fun Time. Back at you with another character discussion in Overwatch. Today we're going to be talking about Winston. Let's go over his abilities. His primary weapon is the Tesla Cannon. Shoots an electric spark beam out that grabs on the enemies that are in close range. He has his Jump Pack ability, where he leaps forward and lands on enemies. You can use it to traverse the map pretty quickly as well. He also has the ability of the Barrier Projector. Sets up a shield on the ground that has a limited duration. And his ultimate ability, which is Primal Rage. He goes into a rage and you can strike enemies, but you can't do any other ability. His primary weapon is the Tesla Cannon. It's a multi-target beam. It does 60 damage per second. Has a maximum range of 8 meters. It's 8 meters with area of effect. You have 100 ammo for that. Cannot get headshots with it. And it uses 20 rounds per second. Next ability is the Jump Pack. It does 1 damage upon activating and up to 45 damage upon landing. It falls off with distance, so the damage is reduced the longer you jump. His movement speed when he does the Jump Pack is 20 meters per second. It has a maximum range of 18 to 22 meters on flat ground. If you're in the air, it'll jump further, obviously. Its area effect is 5 meters as a radius. And you do the landing damage on the area of effect within a 5-meter radius. The cooldown is 6 seconds, and you can actually use it during the ultimate. Unlike what I said before, you can use the Jump Pack, and you get 2 seconds of cooldown during the Primal Rage. His Barrier Projector is his third ability. It has a health of 600, an area of effect for a 5-meter radius, has a 5-second duration, and 13-second cooldown. And with that, just places a little token on the ground and it makes the giant barrier. And his ultimate is his last ability, the Primal Rage. It's a melee type ultimate. It gives you a plus 500 health and max health. So if you use it, it heals you and it increases your max health. Your damage is 40 per swing. He flails around pretty maniacally. Your movement speed is 7 meters per second. Your maximum range for your swings is 4 meters. And you can do 1.6 swings per second. You have a 10-second duration on that. And basically, it's just like a brick feature. So you go into the Primal Rage, and then you can use your Jump Pack to leap towards enemies and deal a lot of damage to them, as well as increasing your max health, so you have a larger health pool. Some of the benefits of his weapons, the Tesla Cannon is one that automatically targets the enemies within the cone of effect. Even the evasive enemies like Tracer, or the ones who have swift movement to get out of the way, have a hard time avoiding the damage of the Tesla Cannon. It does do fairly low damage compared to the other weapons of the other tanks. It's best not to go head-to-head with other tanks unless they're already low on health, because they could easily take you. Just remember that the Tesla Cannon is not blocked by barriers or Genji's deflect, so it can go through the barriers, and deflect will not do anything to it. Using your Jump Pack as a good strategy to easily reach distant enemies in a single bound, especially if your team's being harassed by a Widowmaker or Hanzo. Don't be afraid to leap onto them and take them out. He can easily get up to high ledges, hard to reach places, charge from behind walls, and leap onto enemies. Just remember, when you use your Jump Pack, it will immediately end if you collide with a solid object like a box or a short wall when you first activate it, so it'll make you drop to the ground, and then the cooldown will start. Make sure you have ample distance to vault over obstacles before using it. So if you can, jump into the air if there's a small wall and use the Jump Pack to leap over it. Your Barrier Projector does not inherit Winston's momentum, so if you drop it while you're in midair or you're using the Jump Pack to cross distances, it will drop wherever you use it. So just remember, you will not be in your shield if you use it while you're mobile. You'll have to back up to go back into it. You can potentially dance between the edge of the bubble in order to keep yourself safe for its duration, so you can go in and out of it. When an enemy enters into the bubble, move outside of it so that they have to exit the bubble to attack you. And you can go back in to avoid their damage again. This lets you deal constant damage while the barrier absorbs most of your enemy's damage. But remember, the Barrier Projector does not last very long and has a minimal health pool. For your ultimate, it does cause Winston's health to be immediately refilled to your new and higher value. So you can use it when you're in danger of dying. That helps a lot to refill your health pool, especially if you don't have a healer nearby or something like that. The hand swipes from your Primal Rage are incredibly disruptive. Use your frequent Jump Packs to leap at enemies and knock them off an objective or into an open pit or off a cliff. And your Jump Pack will immediately come off cooldown both when activating Primal Rage and when you your Primal Rage ends as well. So you can get in with it and then escape once it ends. This guarantees a safe entrance and exit to any kind of fight. Let's talk about Winston's strategies. He is one of the more mobile tanks in the game. He can cover a large distance to close the gap to enemies and bring the fight to them. His Tesla cannon combined with the agility provided by his jump pack makes him a persistent menace that can easily disrupt any enemy team through constant harassment and the power of his Primal Rage. Much like Reinhardt, however, he is only capable of fighting at short range. He is not nearly as consistently durable as the other tanks, so he's very soft for a tank. Just remember that. Let's go over some general strategies for Winston. Winston's a great tank for newer players. Your cannon automatically hits an enemy in front of you. It also minimizes the amount of aiming you need to do, and your barrier offers a pretty good bit of survivability for you and your allies. He's a pretty good counter to mobile enemies like Tracer or Genji, especially with the Tesla cannon being an auto lock-on feature. That way they can't dodge your constant stream of damage. And your barrier projector gives Winston more than enough health to deal with them. When up against a good player using Tracer or Genji, consider switching to Winston. That way you have a counter to their high mobility. He does excel at bypassing choke points and attacking control points. He can force a defending team to fall back and defend the objective, allowing your team to pass through the choke point. Use Winston when you need to be able to get into an enemy's backline and break them up. Your barrier projector is weaker than Reinhardt's barrier field, though still capable of absorbing a good amount of damage. When it comes to guarding a choke point or an objective, Reinhardt is a better pick because his shield does take a lot more damage. Don't stay in one place with Winston. He's a squishier tank than most, so make sure you're being highly mobile and highly agile with him. Use your jump pack constantly to get in and out of fights. Retreat when you get low on health. Use your Primal Rage to refill his health and get in there and attack and then back out when you're done. Memorize the location of large health packs as well. That'll help you get back into the fight more quickly. Primal Rage is best used in cases where you need to force an enemy team away from a position. If they've heavily entrenched themselves in an area, use Primal Rage to knock them back so that your team has an opportunity to move in. Remember that you gain a massive heal when you use it, so try to delay it until you're low on health, or you're going to be able to pair it up with another ult. Although he does seem like an easy class to play, he's quite difficult to master. He can be eliminated rather quickly if he jumps into a new area head first without teammates. Consider sticking with teammates and launching at solo targets like Widowmaker, Genji, Tracer, the ones that annoy the team with their mobility and their distance. Some of Winston's basic mechanics, these are some tips. So when you're using your melee attacks to interrupt your Tesla cannon fire, it does the same amount of damage per second as just firing the weapon. So when attacking a single target, this technique is optimal because it conserves ammunition when you're doing a single target assault and is more efficient against armored targets. The risk is that Winston needs to get closer to his target than he would usually have to, potentially making him miss out on damage if he loses track of his target. In addition, after using the jump pack, a standard melee attack landing will cancel the melee animation while the damage of the attack is still applied. But while the visual animation of the melee is canceled, Winston can still not use his Tesla cannon until half a second after he used the attack. This makes using your melee right before landing no more or less efficient than just interrupting the Tesla cannon with a regular attack while grounded. So just keep that in mind. And to perform particularly short jumps with the jump pack, look straight ahead, press and hold the backwards right before using the ability. To jump straight up, look straight up and press and hold backwards right before jumping. This is a good way to control your direction of jump so that you can get to higher ledges or you can get to a certain area that you're trying to get to go around in another zone or flank. This has been another Quazi Quickie Overwatch character discussion. Talked about Winston. I appreciate everyone stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the video. And be on the lookout for a giveaway coming out soon. The announcement will be in the form of a video. Poke that like button if you liked the video. Thanks again for stopping in. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching the channel. Hope you enjoyed the video. You can go ahead and click on the right to subscribe and on the left for another video to watch. Hope you enjoyed the content. Hope you stop by again. I greatly appreciate the support. And as always, happy gaming!